Oh, that was my fan. All right, looks like we're live here. All right, so a couple of things I need to fix up today. I thought I'd make another video here. It looks like we're dropping some frames if you're watching this live, and I don't think anybody is. 86 frames dropped. I don't know what the hell that means. But I'm going to close the door here because there's a little bit of background noise. All right, so I want to take another look at the sheet here. And basically, what we had yesterday was this sheet here, this hours calculator and converter, which converted hours and minutes to the decimal equivalent. We had this formatted yesterday, and it only had 2 decimal places, so it rounded up. And I'm wondering if there's a function, there's a formula, not a function. I wonder if there's a formula that will automatically round this up to 2 decimal places, because if I change this here, it's still multiplying, still doing the math when we go down here as if there are more than 2 decimal places. So I want to take a look at that real quick, and let's bring up Edge here, and let's type in Excel formula. And then we're going to say precision format. See what we get there. Here we go. Set rounding precision. So let's see here if Office support actually works this time, and hopefully the internet doesn't go down. All right. So I'm looking for the code here. Nah, that's not what I needed. Nah, they're off big time. Yeah, it's giving, like, adding more than 15 digits. I shouldn't have probably, precision is maybe too much. Excel formula to round decimal. To round decimal. And I just saw one that said to round up. That'll work too. The round function. All right, yo, I remember this now. There we go. Just so then we just say 2 decimal places. I think that will give us what we want here. So I'm going to take this formula right here, round, and actually it should have, this tell me I shouldn't have had to, yeah, number of digits. 2. I'm hoping that works. Let's see what we get here. There we go. So that is the solution to that. That's how you get around, even when you format it and it still doesn't work. That is how you get around that. So let me quickly take care of this right here real quick. Just a second, guys. I always like how Facebook comes up when I'm live casting on YouTube. All right, so that's taken care of. We'll go ahead and save this, close this out. All right, so now there's some errors here that I want to fix. Not sure what happened here. I'm not sure why we're getting double. So we're about to find out. And I closed that database. I mean Excel spreadsheet. I should have kept that one open so I could copy the data back in again. So I'm opening that as we speak. And then I'm going to just take this right here. I'm going to copy it again. But before I paste it in, we're going to go here to the code. And I'm just going to put a stop here. And I'm going to start, unfortunately, stepping through each step here. And I'll explain it as we go along so that you will be entertained if you're watching the replay or if you're somebody's actually watching this. Okay. So now we'll go to here, paste this in. Basically, this is a worksheet change part of the actual sheet itself. So whenever there's a change on this particular worksheet, it's going to go into this subroutine here. So in order for me to, sometimes I don't want there to be any code run when I make that change. So in order for me to stop that code from being run, I have a block of code here, and I just called it close that door, boy. Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny that day. And basically it didn't go in there. I have another one, doesn't go in there. So this basically so far is saying I need to run some code for pasting that new value in. Making sure that the active sheet is issues. I guess I'm thinking there was an issue at one point where I was changing things on other sheets. And I was ending up here. And I haven't seen that be the case for a while, so I'm not sure what code I was running back when I wrote that. So as you can see, there's some of the code is commented out. This is a legacy project. It's probably over a decade. No, it's not a decade old yet, but it's getting there. It's pretty old. And there's a lot of procedural code in here, and there's some new object-oriented things, concepts, we can say, and some updates. Okay. So this is getting the last row, and then I save it to the spreadsheet. And that generates a change because I just saved something to the spreadsheet. So you saw that block of code in action where basically I just stopped running code, because what will end up happening is you'll run code within code and you'll be in big trouble. Again, I'm changing something on the worksheet. So this is our what we worked on yesterday. As you can see, there's a difference now. Oh wait, it just says untouched right now. That's curious, but you will see that it will change because I fixed that before I started here. And we changed the worksheet, so it went into that block of code and it said get out of here. You don't need to run this. Let's take a look at the spreadsheet real quick. If I can get the right one up. Alright, so you see total issues and untouched. So now we got two pieces of information. Their total issues and the value of P31, which is something I may show you later on if I remember. Again, some troubleshooting code in there. Getting the sheet name for some reason. I'm not sure if I needed it. I probably did at some point. This is probably old. Well, I'm using target row here, but I could have probably just got rid of this whole variable here and just put this right here. This is issue no equals active sheet range change status value. So let's see what we get here. Now it says issue no equals empty. Okay, that's kind of curious to me, but we'll see how that plays out. some more troubleshooting. Okay, now I'm going to set the issue number again. And this is probably where we're getting into problems here, because we're looking for J12. This should be L3, L2, oops, so we're gonna back this thing up a little bit. All right, now we have the 2 in there, but that's not right either. That's a bad number. So hopefully I fixed that problem. We probably should be at 36. See, 35 is the highest number here, so I'm going to change this to 36. And I'm going to tab out of that real quick. And then I'm going to back it up again, and we're going to get that 36 into the issue number. Okay. And this is, now we went into a different subroutine in a different module called Add Issues to Worksheet. It's adding 1 row. We're going to add that number on there. All right, let me take a look and see what we've done so far. And what I'm curious about, okay, we already doubled this right here is what I was trying to catch and I didn't catch it. So we did something to see. I'm thinking that's what we just did there because we were supposed to add the number here. All right, so let me and it's E now, so it's 5. That's what the problem is right now. So this needs to be changed to 5. So now we fix that. Let's go back up here. Let's go all the way, close that door away again. Oops. 8. There. Now let's take a look and see if we did what we needed to. No, it didn't. That really was messed up. All right. Okay. That was actually supposed to be doing something else. That was supposed to be fixing this. So it was 4, not 5, not 3, but 4. And that's what happens when you don't write good notes. So we're about to put a note here too. All right. This is where the week year is formatted properly. And let's go in there and format it properly, even though it is because I'm generating this fake data myself. And so that's perfect, but when I take it from other sources, it's not. So that explains why this was going crazy. Let's get this back in here. Tab out of that. All right, now we should be good to go. You know what, Facebook, I'm really not interested. And it's like, oh, I think it's because Edge is up. Let's close out Edge. And so basically we're resetting the issue number. All right, now let's take a look at our spreadsheet here. We should see this is what I was expecting to begin with. So that's running good. All right, so now I'm just gonna hit play because I think I've solved the problem here. Play again. Play one more time just to make sure we cleared everything out. Good. Okay. So that seems to have solved the two issues that I was worried about here. One was that my issue number, or my number for each one of these rows here, was getting unique identifier, was getting thrown off. The other thing was I noticed that this issue column was being duplicated, and I couldn't figure out why, and it was basically a result of trying to format this correctly, but that number wasn't changed. So that is now fixed. I'm wondering what I want to do next here. So let's try to get our multi-user issue. Try to type with one hand here. All right, caps lock is on. There we go. All right. That's annoying. So I turn that off. All right, so let's get into this module here. And I'm going to uncomment this, put a stop there, and we're gonna first, this person does not have a multiple entries here, so I'm just gonna give this a status, but it will still check it. Sure, I'll work on this issue today. All right, so now I just want to see what we get with J. So J equals 0. Really? Oh, you know what? I might not have updated. So we're looking at E now. E. Okay, let's go back up here now again. F8. Now J equals 17. So basically what J is telling me is where this, what's not giving me it up here? Oh, there we go. Where this hyphen is, right before 34 and right after the L. Where is that? So that's what it's telling me. And then this should take off the hyphen and the number, this claimant name here. So let me, I think my CPU is getting a little hyper here. No, it looks okay, only 6.2%, but it's not showing me what claimant. Well, probably because I haven't stepped through it yet. All right, computer's thinking. That's what happens when you start messing with the spreadsheet while it's trying to run code. I was about to save it too. You know what? It's stuck. Oh, I think I could close out of this one now. I got what I needed there. So that's closing okay. All right, I hit stop. All right, let's run this again. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe I hit stop somehow. So right now it's empty. F8, that's going to give me 17. Claimant name is empty. Now you can see it. Okay, but it's still, I guess it cuts it off right after the hyphen. And I had this 2 here. And I'm wondering if I should have left that. I'm wondering why I took it off. And I'm probably going to find out in a few moments. So F8. Now we got the full name. All right, now we're going to do the multi. So what this is saying right here is if that color is equal to white, I don't want to do the multi-issue check because that's a brand new claimant. And I think that it will run through it each time. All right, so we got claimant name, we got the due date, and then data I can't read. Basically, this is the row value and this is the actual status. So let's go in here. So that's the claimant name. So that's the first one. So I just want to see, yeah, it's stripping off completely that, and we have the -2 here. So I'm pretty sure that this would have worked. And I'm just going to hit this, stop at this F here because I don't want to loop through everybody there. We shouldn't have any matches. And we don't. All right. And we probably could just hit play here. Now so let me change this to 6, and I think we're going to have 4 matches here. So right now, tray is still empty. Stepping through that, that's going to equal 16. There's the name. Throw it down there. Trying to think of a quick way to do it. Put a stop there. Okay. So if we take a look here, not the person yet, not a match yet, not a match yet, not a match yet. Actually, this is probably where I should put the stop. Alright, so nope, not a match yet. That was the last time we ran it. Name of the person the last time we ran it, and I forgot what the name of this person is. That's not it. I also know when there it is. So now we're going to start stepping through, because now it's going to say if the claimant name equals this test cell. And now you can see kind of why I left these variables here, because I could have very easily have just thrown this in there, but then I can't really test it. And if this code was up and running well for like a year, maybe I would consider doing that. But at this point, it's still being developed. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And then we have our array here. So we redim to preserve the array. So we redim the array so that we can give it a new array, a new dimension. And we preserve the original values in it, because every time you dim an array, you're going to basically erase it. So when you redim it, you could also erase it. You add that other dimension or you change the dimensions. But if you have that keyword preserve before or after you redim the array and before the name of the array, then it will preserve those values. And I believe this is saying which row it is. I think it's been a while since I wrote this code. All right, so I just wanted to step through that. I know we have some matches here, so now we're going to step into this. Ask, do you want to link this issue with the claimant's other issues? And I'm going to say yes, and we should have all 4 of them with a status of 6 due on June 6. And we're just going to hit play here. Let's go back to our spreadsheet and see if it worked, and it did. So you see we have all 4 of these with a status of June 6. Now I do have some other things written here. I have an unlink as well, and it takes off the middle name. And then I have, yeah, I think that's all it does. So let's go here. Let's see if we can get that working again. Unlink. So we did 98 yesterday. No, we did 99 yesterday. So 98 links it. Which one unlinks it? Maybe I didn't write unlink. Maybe I just had link, but I already had link. Well, let's see if this works here. So are we looking at E here? J. J is what? It's the due date. So I'm looking at what I'm passing in here. So I'm passing in a name without the middle initial. So I know I had an unlink because unlinking means I'm taking the middle initial, or I'm changing the middle initial. And then linking it means I'm taking that middle initial off. And this is like really some abstract stuff. This is like when you get this and you decide that they have a life of their own. Each one of these four has a life of their own. But sometimes they don't. Sometimes you get them and all four of them are, going to have the same path. But most of the time when you get them, one is going to go this way, another is going to go this way, and maybe two will be together. So I'm just looking at the code here. So here's I'm wondering if I didn't finish writing it. So there's the get new mid. Here's the issue link. And the other day I was thinking that this linking business, for lack of a better term, it's gotten pretty big. It needs its own module. All right, I'm going to save this. I'm going to take a look. So here's the granddaddy right here. Ah, that's it. So, the unlinking happens when I say I don't want to link. And I gotta close completely. I might have to, okay. Don't save. And I want to make sure that program, that spreadsheet has so much stuff going on that it has a tendency to still run in the background sometimes. So now we're going to crack this one open again. I'm going to look at pretty sure. I'm gonna verify that that code for unlinking works. So what happens is that that question comes up: do you want to link to issues? And if you say no, then it goes unlinked. I know I wrote it, so it doesn't have its own distinct number. So let's take a look, and basically it's just get the new middle initial. So the new middle initial will come from C or F. So let's take a look at the code here. C and F, awesome. And we're going to be updating column E. All right, let's run this again here. Now I'm going to say I don't want to link this issue. So I'm going to hit 5 again. So let's say that this one got a life of its own here. And I need to print some documents on it, but just on this particular one. So I'll give it an 11. Sure, I'll work on it today. I don't want to link to this. This issue has nothing to do with the other 3 now. No. All right, so now I'm getting nothing. Oh, it's because I didn't give it a value yet. Okay, hold on. I want to go take a look at the spreadsheet real quick. So right now it has her middle initial as A, and I'm going to change that to W. So that's what I'm going to be passing back, and her index number is 1. I think it just changed it, so let's take a look. There it is, W and 1. So that worked out pretty well, if you ask me. And I'll hit play. Now I'm going to change the second one, and we'll see how smart it is here. Because the second one is a duplicate copy, and it hopefully will come over and say, okay, well, we can't do W, let's do M. Let's see how smart my code is. So we'll change. We'll just give that a different status. We'll give this a 4, whatever that is. No, I'm not going to work on this today. I don't want to link it. Let's see what it does here. So, nope. And it in fact linked it. So the code isn't that smart. That's a really unique situation. I'm not sure if I want to make it that dynamic. I'm not sure how many steps it will take to make it that dynamic. That's something for another day, but this is the gist of what I was wondering here is, will it work? And the answer is yes, it works. So and basically the reason most of this stuff is written, but I kind of changed the format. I kind of wanted to change the format around. I wanted to make things a little bit more simpler than what I had going on, what you might have seen before, where things were all a little crazy. But so that's 30 minutes today. It's 6 o'clock in Milwaukee on June 2nd. And I'm going to call it a day here. I think things are looking pretty good here with this project. So I'm going to give it to a few people, have it tested out, see how things work, see what bugs I need to fix, and if I have a chance, I'll live stream fixing the bugs here. So till next time, take it easy.